Hello and welcome to Chasing Growth. The purpose is to encourage Christian leaders to get better. When you get better, everybody wins at your church, at your ministry, organization, or any place where you're serving as leader. Today I want to talk about customer service, but before I do that, I want to share with you something very personal. I'm really sad because my soccer national team from Chile is doing really bad. If you're born in America, maybe you don't understand that because you have all these teams, football, basketball, baseball, that you love different teams. When you're from South America, if you're listening, you know this, you only have one love that you cannot change. It's your love for your local team and the love for your national team. And sadly, both of my teams are doing really bad. You can change a lot of things in life, houses, countries, you can change religion, pastors. Some people get divorced and they change wife and husband. But if you're from South America, there's one thing that you cannot change: the love for your local team and the love for the colors of your national team. So I just want to share that I'm super sad about it because they're doing horrible. We may not be able to go to the World Cup. Really sad. Today I want to talk about customer service, and I want to talk about why customer service is so important and what is the role of the leader in customer service. So first of all, let me tell you, customer service is moving really slow, but I believe in the right direction. People understanding how important it is. Sadly, you have big banks, for example, like Bank of America, that when you call them, you have 300 options. And then when you get to talk with somebody, a lot of times they're not here in the United States, and they can do absolutely nothing for you. And you end up being transferred into the call is lost. And that's super sad. That's super sad because the reality is that any organization, doesn't matter what type of organization, church, bank, business, whatever, without somebody buying, without somebody giving, there's no organization. And people fail to see that. People fail to understand that. And a lot of time, people in the organization fail to understand that, especially if they're not in the front lines with the customer, with the clients, and they think that they're doing their job, and they fail to realize how their job impact the customer service experience. So it's a big problem. And let me tell you, it's changing because companies like Amazon and Zappos, they change all that. You know, 15, 20 years ago, if you were thinking about a warehouse, you will think what? Dark, the ugliest place in organization, the place that nobody want to be, hot, warm, and all that, like in the summer super hot and in the winter super cold, and nobody cares, it's dirty, etc. And what happened, Amazon came in and started changing all that, and now we have great expectation from the distribution viewpoint. We want to receive our items in 2 days or less. We want our items to look good, even in the box, or the box be very nice. You don't want an ugly box in the front of your house. Actually, I think people is proud to see boxes pile up in the front of their house because show they doing this. So Amazon changed all that, and they changing also the customer service. However, it's moving a little slow. When it's about the warehouses, they change it all. So you have UPS, you have FedEx changing too. In the last 2 years, UPS have gone through huge changes, trying to really identify what are their objectives and realizing how important the customer is. Many years ago, if you were dealing with UPS, you would feel like you were an inconvenience for them, even you were paying. But they're changing that because they understand that the customer has to be on the top of everything. Because without somebody going to your church, without somebody donating, without somebody buying your product, without somebody consuming what you have for them, there's no organization, there's no church, there's no ministry, there's nothing. So customer service is key, and you cannot let your organization, if you're leading a group, you lead an organization, you cannot let that organization fail for the idea that not all of them are customer service, just a group. Everyone is in customer service, the whole organization, the whole church. The other day I heard, and this is for the church, that anybody who visit a church, in the first 10 minutes of visiting the church, they will make their mind if they're coming back. So we're talking about them not listening to the sermon, not singing song, not doing any of that, just deciding between the parking lot and the door pretty much if they will come back. So customer service is key. And you may think that customer service is just for companies. No, customer service for all of us. So what do? If you have any organization, doesn't matter what type of organization, you need to have a customer service model. Now, I heard before people saying you cannot train customer service. You have to be nice or not. Well, yeah, that's true. You need people who's nice, is people oriented, etc., who take care of the partners. But the reality is that that need to go across the whole organization. You don't get anything. Listen, I went to church today, and I heard it from the pastor talking about how important it is to be welcoming people. I walked through the doors. The person who's holding the door didn't say anything. So if I was visiting the church, I will maybe feel lost. I don't know where to go. So customer service is not just a group of people, it's everyone, and you're responsible to do it, responsible to push it in your organization. And one of the things that you have to create a customer service model to set up expectations when it's about customer service across the board. Now, internally in an organization, you have external customers and internal customers. Internal customers, all the employees. But the expectation is the same. A customer service model is something that is not just to say, hey, be nice, because that can mean so many things for different people. So it's not that. So it's what are the expectations? My own personal customer service model is called the Unforgettable Positive Experience, which is divided in four things. Sympathy for the customer, for the visitor, for the client. Service, how are we serving you? What are we doing for you? Satisfaction, are we done? Is that everything was done well? Are you receiving the service, the what you were asking for, the product that you buy? And final, simplicity. So not too many clicks, not too many holding in the phone, not too many options, simplicity so that customer can easily access to everything they need with one call, with one contact. That's my personal model for that. I call it U plus C, and it's unforgettable positive experience. So you need to put your organization to be customer driven. And I know in a church setting or a ministry setting, talking about customers can feel weird. You can call it whatever. You can call it partner, clients, donors, whatever you want to call them. However, you need to make the case of the importance of these people. And no, it's not because of money. But think about it. You may have a great message as a pastor. You may have a great message as a ministry. But if you don't have resources, it's just your message. It's not going anywhere. So you can be a great missionary, somebody who loves the world and want to take the gospel all around the world, but if you don't have money for a ticket, you cannot go. So you need to remember people who serve your clients, people who's donating to you, partnering with you, and all that stuff. They're so key, and you have to create a whole environment, a whole organization thinking this way. And then you have to create a customer service model. Again, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but it's an expectation when you know that customer service is being done well. And finally, as leader, you have to believe me. You can. I know sometimes every day, and you start making decisions, and you start detaching too much, and you can get to a point that you get detached from the sale, detached from that point of contact with the customer, with the client, and you start making decisions. You start going in direction that affect the clients big time, and you're not even thinking about it. So, as a leader in any organization, you have to keep your ear close to the front lines, and you have to provide them with customer service. What a customer service look like? Well, adding value to them, give them the technology they need to serve the customers of the client, providing the information and the trainings. You have to invest into that area. You gain absolutely nothing trying to call on these areas, and that's what a lot of people is doing. The banks want you to go online and do everything online, so they don't have to pay somebody. What I'm noticing is that because the way everything works, people want to go places. People want to talk with somebody. They want to have that experience because we don't have it. I mean, you can go to your house, get to your house, open the garage door, get in the door, get in your house, and never seen somebody. And with COVID, this got worse. So people is desperate for that relationship. People want the contact. So if you start cutting costs in that the person who answers the phone call, the person who answers the email, all that stuff, and you're not making it valuable for the organization, you're not lift them up, you may have problems in the long run because that person won't do a good job, or that person it won't be happy they're gonna leave, and then you wanna have enough people to do what they're supposed to do. Now, as leaders, like I said, You providing customer service to them, elevating them, give them the resources, valuing them, show them value, etc. There's many ways to do it. Not everything is money. Not everything costs money. And finally, you have to, when you're providing this customer service, when you're giving them the tools and everything they need, you need to remember this principle. You need to remember this principle across the board, because they're not only that group, the one who's in front line. It's everybody in the organization. If you're a pastor, it's everybody who's serving with you in the church. You have to remember that we don't build organization. We don't build a church. We don't build a ministry. We don't build a nonprofit. We build the people, and they will build the organization. They will build the church. If you're wise enough to understand this, your time, your energy, and your money, you will direct it in that direction, versus to have a campaign and put a bunch of things on the projector so people donate more or give you more offerings or whatever. If you invest in the people, people will talk and do a good job. People will talk good about you, and they're gonna do a good job, and they more than likely they're gonna do more than what is requested. So as leaders, we have that responsibility. In other words, we build them up, we encourage them, we coach them, we give them the tools they need, we give them value. And a lot of times that value doesn't come with a bigger paycheck. It comes with respect and dignity, and treat them with honor. And when that happens in the organization, the people build the organization, not the leader, not the campaign, not all this stuff. And that's the customer service that you as a leader can provide. So I hope this podcast help you to think about this and find ways to start talking with your church staff about customer service. I'm telling you, if you want to know more about the Unforgettable Positive Experience, email me, chasing growth, 1G, chasing growth with 1G at gmail.com, and I will send it to you, because it's so important to understand the purpose of that. And you can call it whatever, customer service, partner, whatever, donors, whatever. But at the end of the day, without the people attending to church, without the people giving them time, without the people partnering with you so you can be a missionary, you're going nowhere. And that message is just for you. You have to remember that. And that is done through customer service, externally and internally. And it's your job as a leader to build the people, to encourage them, to treat them with honor, dignity, and respect. So you build them up, so they build the organization. God bless you. Have a great week. Ciao.